bad you don't have a waiver wire, huh? You can just sign a few players. Have you ever experienced anything like this in your tenure in career?
I'm sure I have, along the way. But I mean, we got good young players. We're excited about. It's a lot of fun to go out there and we just had a great practice today. It's a lot of fun to go out there and work with these guys. They're hungry. They got opportunity. We look at it that way. Like a lot of people look at it as we're missing people. We look at it as a great opportunity for these kids or these young men, to show what they've got. We're really excited about them.
Is there anything different about an offensive lineman, plugging in a new offensive lineman versus plugging in a new receiver, a new quarterback, or new running back?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because those guys work together as one. They may be 5 linemen on the field at one time, but it's one unit. Having to work together. So sometimes it takes some time to get the new guy or new guys, in tune with everyone else. But I think like Justin came in the last game, played guard and played center at a high level, and fit in really nicely with those guys. I think that, that I'm good with where we're going up front. I think that we'll be just fine as long as we stay healthy. With who we got up there right now, we just continue to be physical, continue to run the football.
How was your patience with Heinrich on Saturday?
I was patient. I was very patient. And it was just it's one of those things you have those games like when you're growing. Like that's his fifth start, I believe. Not making excuses for me or him, but sometimes you just have you have bad days where the timing's not there and the ball's not coming out like it should. But he fought through it and he persevered. He came back and made that play. That was crucial to get that ball to Malachi and just kind of let everybody take a breath and move forward through the fourth quarter.
Was there ever any discussion to go to number 2?
No. We were just, discussing like, hey, what can we do to get you in rhythm? What can we do to get you more comfortable? Because once he sees, it's like any quarterback. They just need one play, to kind of get him back into and get him on track.
Okay. I know you're excited for the opportunity that the young guys are going to get, but Coach Rule called Ethan like the heart and soul of this team. Just how gutted are you for him?
For him personally, it's awful. For a kid who cares so much about his teammates, like he cares about everyone's. He is a walking cliche, and I mean that as a compliment. Everything that you have ever heard in your life on a motivational or a leadership pamphlet, he is. His heart and soul is Nebraska Cornhusker football. He lives and dies it for him, his teammates, and the coaches. And so when we saw that happen, it was gut wrenching. You don't want anybody to get hurt, but you especially don't want a guy like that that's invested so much of his time and so much of his life into this program. And wishing him a speedy recovery, and we'll be with him along the way, and he's going to be with us as much as he can.
When you first got here and you're trying to figure out who's what about Evans Jenkins popped out to you?
Just super athletic, can bend, powerful lower body, can create with leverage and stuff, can create power, move guys off their spots. So he's been a guy from day one that's shown flashes of. He's going to have a chance to be a pretty dang good offensive lineman, as he continues to grow and play.
How have you seen teams defend Heinrich differently? It looked like Illinois brought a lot of pressure. Northwestern didn't really blitz him much. And how is that challenging to kind of figure out how they're going to go at him each week?
Everybody has their own little niches. We've seen everything from a lot of edge pressure to rushing 3 to, mush rushing and just kind of keeping him in the pocket. So, you got to be ready for everything. But you kind of, after a couple games, there's only so many ways that they can try to affect how he's, managing the game. So we just try to do a good job of replicating that in practice. We had a great practice. Coach did a nice job today. Like, Coach was the D coordinator today with the Purdue defense and was out there, and it was really good for our guys, just giving us the multiple looks. And the scout team was really playing really, really hard for Coach, obviously. So that was really nice.
Ryan Walters is known for his defensive mind. As you watch what they're doing now, and you maybe look at some Illinois stuff from last year, what sticks out?
Very similar, but very sound, complex. You see some of the adjustments they make when motions occur. They may have a pressure called and a motion occurs, and how they're able to communicate and make sure that pressure is correct. Is some high-level stuff. It's pretty neat to watch. Don't like going against guys like this that are very, very disciplined in what they do, but you can tell just a very disciplined defense. They play with great leverage. They run to the football. They like to hit you. So it's going to be a huge test for us, to make sure that we're moving the ball right and continuing to gain field position throughout the game.
How many head coaches have you been around that have run the scout team? Is that the norm?
Well, Coach doesn't like a lot of coaches. He pretty much is what he says he is. He's just a coach. He's our boss. He's our head coach. He's the coach of the program. But when he's out there, he's no different than the GA, like he's out there just coaching his butt off. And so I didn't know he was going to do it until practice. And so it was a good little competition. He got after me a little bit, but it was good for us.
What's the level of willingness among coaches to evaluate guys who aren't starting for call-ups or position changes in the season?
Our program, that's who we are. Like we're continuing. It's iron sharpening iron. It's not us just saying that as a just say because that's what coaches say. Like every single day you have an opportunity to compete. We do team compete. Our organization is built around team compete. You have a chance to go out there. Every level on the depth chart gets a chance to participate in full football. So we're able to evaluate them and continue to evaluate them. As you see, guys 5 weeks ago that were on the scout teams are now starting. And that is just a result of us continuing to just practice the way that we practice, compete the way that we compete. And again, it's just a reflection of iron sharpening iron and how we do things.
When guys change positions within a season, is it out of necessity generally, or do you guys sometimes see something in those players?
Sometimes it might be necessity, but then there's a lot of times that just maximizing your roster and making sure that you might be the second best linebacker, that you may be the best nickel, or you may be the second best receiver, you may be the best whatever. It's just maximizing the roster, making sure that we get the best guys, the most productive guys on the field at one time.
What have you seen from Emmett Johnson these last few games, and is that lead back role, is that his now?
It's again, I promise I'm not trying to set, but I mean it's going to be based on this week and just how they practice this week. He's had two good games. He's reliable. We know where he's going to be. For the most part, he's done a really nice job of taking care of the football. He's done a nice job in pass protection. So his role continues to grow. And just really proud. You didn't ask me, but just really proud of AG just keeps practicing and keeps just working on securing the football and doing things the right way on the football field, and that's really good to see. Where he's come in the last 2 weeks.
Obviously, you don't want to lay the ground on lay the ball on the ground as much going forward. Has that been something that's sort of popped up more in games, or have you seen it? Good ball security in practice with that, or lack of drop snaps?
I have to do a better job of making sure we have good ball security. Like in our ball security drills that we do daily, like I've got to make sure that they are being operated and executed at a high level, and I've got to make sure that's happening consistently. It's terrible, the ball security and the amount of times the ball is on the ground right now. Like it's unsatisfactory. It's embarrassing. So we have to fix it. And, you can't be reactionary. You can't go back now and start doing, you just keep doing what you're doing and trust your techniques and just doing it better daily. But that is definitely something that we talk about daily, and it's something that's a huge emphasis for us, knowing that with a defense like ours, if we can just win the turnover margin, you have a chance to win some games.
What do you know about Ryan Walters and just his defensive background? Obviously, what he did at Illinois last year got a lot of people's attention.
I've never met him personally, but I do admire the way he plays defense. Just again, when you watch the tape as a coach and you see the different adjustments he's making to formational adjustments. Again, like I was saying, sometimes he's got different calls for different people to do things, and then emotion changes from 3x1 to 2x2, and they're able to communicate with ease and precision. And again, judge a lot of defense how they run to the football and play with pad level. And they play with pad level, they play with length, and they run to the football. So I think that's a very well coached defense that's going to be tough to move the ball against. Thank you, guys.